You're already paying $20 a month for AI, whether it's ChatGPT or Claude Pro. But the real question is, how much money has that $20 subscription resulted you in your business? If the answer is zero or you're not sure, well, you're not alone, because I've spoken with a lot of business owners and most of them don't know how to use AI to make more money in their business. They're just asking AI simple questions, writing simple emails, or getting a few content pieces written. They're doing random experimentation, but not actually building and using AI as a system and a framework to get real business outcomes in their business. And in today's video, I'm gonna go over a specific framework that will allow you to transform your $20 a month subscription that you're probably using right now that's getting you zero value to a subscription that you could use to build systems, get real work done in your business, and create business outcomes that will make you an extra $10,000 plus a year. The same investment that you're making right now, but a completely different outcome. By the end of this video, you'll see exactly how this framework works, and I'll walk you through live examples on how you might be able to apply this into your business and using AI to create business outcomes. But first, let me show you why most business owners are leaving money on the table by not leveraging AI the right way. Now, most business owners think that they're using AI wrong because they don't have better prompts, but it's not because of better prompts, it's because of the mindset. So most business owners have the search engine mindset. So they treat AI like a search engine. So they open up ChatGPT and they ask it, write me an email. And they give it no context, no training. And what they expect out of the LLM or ChatGPT, Claude, is you get generic output. So you're gonna get something that is not going to actually move your business forward, okay? Now, instead, if you wanna make money with AI as a business owner, you need to treat AI like an employee. Exactly how you'd hire an employee, you're getting a new intern, how do you train them? You do the same thing you train with AI. So let's say you wanna write emails. First, you give them a voice guide. Okay, you'd show them how the content is written. Then you give some examples of the content, of best performing content you've written or emails. Then you give them the audience info. So the AI knows how to create outputs that will generate business outcomes for you. By the way, this doesn't just apply for content. This could apply to anything else that AI can create things for you, or deliverables or digital assets. So the goal here is we want to treat AI like an employee. We want to give it training. We want to give it context. We want to give it clear guidelines so that you can get output that will generate business outcomes for you. And just think about it. When you get a new employee in your team, you don't just tell them, hey, go do this, figure it out. You probably are going to help them, especially if you're a boss or you're managing a team. You're going to probably get them up to speed onto the vision of your business, the SOPs, how things work, so they can work more efficiently. It's more efficient to get them up to speed to start delivering business value or outcomes for your business than just letting them figure it out and waste the amount of money you're going to give them. Well, we need to do the same thing with AI. Try to make that $20 a month work for you and make money for you. So the way you use AI is going to determine whether you make revenue out of it. So I like to put it on a spectrum from level 1 to level 5. Level 1 is just research, and this is how most people use ChatGPT. They just ask it simple questions, and then they just get their answer and they move along. Level 2 is when they start doing simple tasks. Maybe they start asking to write emails, maybe to write some presentation, just very simple stuff. Level 3 is where I think most business owners are at. They're using AI, so they're having prompts. They have one-off prompts and so on. So they use a prompt to get some work done. Maybe they have like their email prompt, they use it to write their email. Maybe have like YouTube script prompt, they use it to write the YouTube script. But the thing is, at level 3, things aren't connected so far. They're using some prompts here and there, they're still doing things manually. Now, level 4 is when things start getting interesting. This is when you start getting systems. So you start having AI agents. By the way, an AI agent is basically like an iteration of AI, or with a context window with a specific task. That's an AI agent. So you would have AI agents that work together. So for example, let's say YouTube is a project that you're working on, or a task that you're working on. So for YouTube, there's multiple prompts that you need, right? You need a prompt for the title, you need a prompt for the thumbnail, you need a prompt for the hook, maybe to write out the full script, and so on. So there's multiple phases that need to be done in a workflow. In systems, what we'll do is we'll look at ways and places where we can implement AI input to get some of the work done. So that's level 4. And then ideally, once you get the stuff working and all connected, at level 5, you're starting making revenue out of AI, which is our goal in this video, to go from level 1 to level 5. So the question here is, how do we actually go from level 1 to level 5? If we have two different circles here, so On this circle is AI capabilities. So these are the things that AI could do. So AI could probably create offer documents, create presentations, it could create emails, it could do voice, creating images, whatever it is. These are the AI capabilities. Okay, so we want to look at what is AI capable of doing right now. Now, this is evergreen, by the way, this video, because if I were to give you specific examples of like what AI could be capable of, you might watch this video a year from now and AI is capable of something way more than what I give you right now. But basically, you want to take an itinerary list of what is AI capable of the time you watch this video. Okay, it could probably create really good content, really good images, script out some good YouTube videos and so on. So those are AI capabilities. Now there's your business, okay? We want to look at your business. What are the things that your business needs? Do you need more leads? Do you need more content? Whatever it is, you'd have your business. Now, the problem is most business owners, there's a disconnect. So they're not connecting what AI is capable of to their business requirements. What we want to do is we want to look at in the middle. So what AI capabilities are available nowadays and what business needs do we have? And how can these AI capabilities fulfill these needs so that we can make more money? So you can make an extra $10,000 a year. And this is what I would call the opportunity zone. Okay, so how do we find these opportunities where we can make $10,000 a year using AI? So the framework that I like to follow to identify where we can find opportunities where we can have AI to create business outcomes is called the LABS framework. So I got this framework from Daniel Priestley, and it's really simple because every business needs to do these 4 things. Number 1 is you need a way to get leads. How are you getting people interested in what you're offering? Number 2, you need appointments. You need to get people to stop what they're doing and see what you have your offer. And next is presentations. How are you actually presenting your offer? And then finally is sales. So no matter what, for you to get revenue into your business, these 4 phases need to happen, or these 4 frameworks. Leads need to get appointments or need to block off time to actually go through your presentation, and then your presentation needs to be convincing enough where they actually buy and you actually get sales. Now, by the way, like this is a very basic framework. So like the traditional way of doing this would be leads would be sending messages, appointments would be like booking a meeting, presentation would be a sales call, and sales would be just closing the sales calls. It's just the most rudimentary form of that. But this can be molded based on your business. If you do email list for leads, and you do appointments as in like people clicking on your landing page, and then presentations as people going through your landing page, watching your video, and then people buying things as sales. This framework will still mold towards that. But regardless, no matter what, the way of business thinking still applies to any business. You still need a way to get leads, a way to stop people to see your offer, appointments, presentation, and sales. Okay, so this is a revenue pipeline. Now, what we want to do is we want to look at ways that how can AI help us go through these phases faster, or how can we add more volume or convert leads towards sales better. So the first place to start is we want to first map out our laps right now, right? So if you look at your business, how many leads are you currently getting? We want to look at that. Your appointments, how many leads are turning into appointments? How many appointments are turning into presentations? And how many presentations are turning into sales? So you want to look at what is a place that AI could help us the most. Okay, where is your biggest drop off, or where do you think that AI could help you out? So let's say it's leads. For us to get more leads, we could potentially post more content. If we want to get more appointments, we could probably have a follow-up system. If we want more presentations, we could have a custom sales assets, or have AI create sales assets for us. Or sales, maybe we want to have like a follow-up system where AI could help us out. So no matter where in the phases there are, AI could potentially help us proceed a lead or transform a lead all the way to sales. Now, in order to make more revenue, this is the thinking that we want to have with AI, is 2 things. There's 2 levers we could pull to grow, to make more money, and to create business outcomes. Number 1 is more volume. So we get more leads into our business, set more appointments, or do more presentations. Okay? Or we have better conversions. We have higher percentage of leads book, or higher percentage of leads are clicking on our landing pages, reading our offer, and buying. Higher show up rate. Show up rate is for sales calls, but if you don't do sales calls, this might be like higher people replying to your hand raisers, or more people watching your video on your landing pages, and people showing interest. And then higher close rate, more people buying what you actually offer. So those are 2 levers to grow, either more volume or better conversion. Now, previously, in order to do more volume and to increase our conversion rate, well, we needed to either post more content, do that ourselves, or you hire a content team, which would be like 3K to 5K a month if you have an agency, or you hire a copywriter, which could be around 1K to 5K a month, or you hire a sales consultant or a sales closer, which will get more of will eat some of your commissions. True, you'll make more money, but it's going to take a hit on your profit margins, and it's going to take more operational costs to operate your business. So it'll take probably 10K a month if you want to scale your business the old way. Now, the new way is you can use AI tools. So you can use AI, and for just $20 a month, it could almost do the same effectiveness of the old way, which is hiring people. So this is why I'm super excited about AI. It's super powerful. So again, you want to look at your lapse number, leads, appointments, presentation, sales, and you look at where is the biggest bottleneck or where is the drop off. So where's your biggest drop off? Are you not getting enough leads? Are leads not turning into appointments? Are presentations not turning into sales? So you want to look at that, and then you want to look at for ways that we could implement AI into it. So which stage am I starving for volume is another question. So good conversion, but not enough input. So where can I increase the amount of volume? An easy example for this is content. Let's say instead of posting one piece of content, you could post 5 pieces of content, and AI can help you create more content. It can collaborate with you, or let's say, for example, you're only getting 10 leads a month and you want to get up to 100 leads a month. You can look at how AI can help you do that. Now, once you've identified your bottleneck or the area where you can potentially implement AI to generate more business outcomes, the next thing that most business owners make is that they think, oh, I'm just going to have AI do that. Well, that's not going to happen. What needs to happen is you need to map out your business or the processes that happen. And then within those processes, look for where AI can help you, where AI capabilities are available that can help you magnify that or amplify that process. Let me give you an example. So let's say it's lead generation, and your main lead generation method is by creating content on LinkedIn, and someone books meetings with you. Okay, so let's say the manual way or the old way, how do you do it is you'd write a post yourself. You'd post 1 time a week on Facebook, LinkedIn, or social media, and then you hope someone sees it, and then that only gets around 5 leads a month. Okay, now with an AI content system, you could record one email or write an email or talk whatever your insights are onto AI, and then you give AI the playbook on how to write the emails in content for you. AI can generate 10 posts for you, and then you could review those 10 posts where AI does 80 to 90% of the work. You review those 10 posts, you clean it up, and then you schedule those out for 30 days in advance. And instead of getting 5 leads a month, you get 50 leads a month because you increased the volume of the content. Now, here's the key thing. We want to make sure that the quality of the output of the AI is almost as good as if you were writing it yourself. So again, here's where it's important to treat AI like an employee. You want to give it all of the resources, the way you think, your brand voice, high-performing content pieces, everything there is. In order for AI to succeed, you want to train it so it can create this content for you. Only then, when you train it, then you're able to scale things and things will start to work. You cannot expect to just tell AI to create content right off the box and then expect it to start creating business outcomes for you. Business outcomes happen because you have a special formula that people want, right? There's a certain type of copy, you have a specific offer, there's a perspective shift that you know that is different, that you sell, that other people want. You need AI to understand that. If AI understands that, then it can create content that will generate leads and sales. Okay, so let's say we have a drop off between the appointments and presentations. So let's say a lead comes in, let's say they join your email list, and then you send one email and then they ghost. And you're not actually being consistent with sending emails or following up or getting people aware of your offer. Okay, so people forget, they ghost, and you only get around 2 calls a month. Okay, now with AI, what we could do with AI is when a lead comes in, they can get an instant email. Actually, this might not even need AI. This might be like an automated email. And then they get an email sequence or an automated sequence. And then that allows them to book it. And then that allows you to get 12 calls a month. So this booking system, I want to call it an AI booking system. I'm calling AI because AI can help you create these emails. So AI isn't in the loop here all the time because you can just have an instant email, a template that is used for everyone, and an automated sequence that is pre-written and that's sent automatically. That is not an AI system, that's just a workflow. but you can use AI to help you write those emails in that auto sequence. And then you could split test different sequences, different emails to optimize it to a point where you can get 12 calls a month or however many calls you want to get per month. Or this doesn't need to be calls, by the way. This is just an example. This could be offer presentations. This could be people signing up to your wait list or applying to work with you and so on. So again, the LAPS framework is very flexible here. So that's appointments presentation. So let's say you have a drop off between the presentation and sales. You're presenting things or you're showing people an offer and they're not buying. Okay, so the old way or how people would do it is they would do the presentation, maybe they have a workshop, maybe they have a sales call, and then they send an email with a hopeful check-in. And what happens, the prospect ghosts and they only get 3 sales a month. So now with an AI systematic close or after, once you have the presentation done, you can have AI have an instant sequence where AI goes into the core concepts of the presentation you did, or maybe the transcript, figure out the pain points. And then from the pain points, it helps you draft a specific proposal. It sends them the relevant case study, and then it has urgency. So you have you include urgency saying that, hey, I'm not working with everyone. I only work with 3 spots. 2 spots are taken. There's only 1 spot left. Do you actually want it? Because people take action with urgency and scarcity. So with all of these included, then you get an engaged buyer, and instead of having 3 sales a month, you get 7 sales a month. All right, so those are 3 different examples on how you could use AI in your business. By the way, if you want more examples on this, I have a cheat sheet. It's called the Chief Leverage Officer's Cheat Sheet, where I show multiple examples on how you could use digital assets and AI systems in your business so that you can operate your business in 2 hours a day and make tons of profit. Now, no matter what business you run, this is the framework that I would follow. So first thing, you want to diagnose your bottleneck. So you want to look for places where you can have AI opportunities or where AI can help you get more leads, appointments, presentations, or sales. Okay, so look at your biggest drop off in laps or the biggest opportunity that you could use, whether maybe it's increasing volume or improving the conversion rate. Number 2 is you want to map out your manual process. What are you currently doing right now that's taking a lot of your time that AI could potentially speed up or amplify? So document your current workflow. What inputs are you doing? What outputs you're getting? What steps are required in the full process? And identify where AI can be implemented. Okay, so you want to look at your AI capabilities that are available today. Look at your workflow or your process and figure out what are places that AI could take over. And then number 3, you want to deploy AI. You want to test it out, see how it works. If it does a good output, test it, tweak it, improve it, give it more context, give it your systems. I'd recommend starting with one specific micro task or micro step and then expand it step by step. Because every time you get AI, every time you can get AI to do something right, it stacks up on each other. So it's leverage, it builds up on each other. If you get AI to do a skill properly, that skill can be stacked upon another skill. So for example, let's say you got AI to crack the code on creating YouTube titles. Then you got AI to crack the code on figuring out how to create thumbnails. So these things stack up on each other. So each process, maybe not all processes are capable of it's not capable of being completely done by AI, but slowly you can build things up and it stacks up quickly. So this might take some time. I know the biggest objection is that, oh, this is too complicated. It's going to take me a lot of time. Well, it might take you 30 to 60 minutes to set up the AI if you really focus on giving it the output and training it and figuring out how you think and training AI, creating the framework, improving the prompt. It'll probably take you 36 minutes. Maybe it might take you 3-4 hours or maybe like a few days, but that's worth it because you do it one time and continuously working you over the long run. So it's a high leverage activity. Now, you do not need expensive tools. You just need ChatGPT or Claude, $20 per month, unless you are going to be a heavy user. And then another objection you might have is, will it lose my voice? Will AI create outputs that are really bad? Well, as long as you train AI with your examples and you are not expecting it to be 100% perfect. AI is not perfect at this point. I do expect in the next year or so, if you're watching this next year, AI is going to be good enough where it could probably nail your voice exactly, where it can get a lot of context. You can feed a lot of voice transcripts and it will speak exactly like you. I think that's possible. But at the moment of recording this video, it is not perfect. So you can at least get it to 80 to 90%. And that's still better than you writing stuff manually. So AI can write 80% of your voice, and then you just edit the 10 minutes instead of spending 45 minutes writing the full content yourself. Or if you like writing content yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. I do believe writing is good for clear thoughts. If you want to expand your writing, you want to get AI to write more of your content, then it can do that, but 80 to 90% of the quality. Okay, let's say you have a different business. Well, I didn't go over all examples of every business in this video, because if I did, then it would be like, who knows how long, like 4 or 5 hours. But no matter what, you're still going to follow the LAPS framework, no matter what business it is. Leads, appointments, presentation, and sales. So depending on how you get leads, you're going to map that out. How you get appointments, how do you get people to stop and look at your offer? Maybe you're doing calls, sales calls. Maybe you're doing DM. Maybe you're doing email lists. It really depends on what mechanism you do in your business. So the LAPS is your business mechanism. And once you understand your business mechanism, then you're able to figure out, okay, where are areas where I can have AI where I can plug in AI to further my business outcomes, understanding my business mechanism. Okay, so no matter what, the framework is basic. It'll work for any business. You just need to follow these 3-step framework, and that will allow you to implement AI to amplify your business outcomes and make more money, and hopefully make $10,000 a year, or hire an AI employee that'll at least gain you $10,000 a year. Now, if you found this helpful and you want me to help you with building out these AI systems, or discovering what digital assets you might want to include into your business so you can scale it without needing to spend more money or lowering your profit margins or hiring tons of people, I have more on that in the link in the description. Again, you can get the Chief Leverage Officers cheat sheet. You get the full cheat sheet, and you join my email list. And if you want to work together, feel free to send me an email. I'll put more information in the description. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video.